And I would even say this, this is long-standing thesis. This whole subscription thing, in my mind at least, is been a aberration of sorts. Meaning, if you think about, how we as humans, just how the world economy works, it has always been a consumption economy, right? You and I pay for the miles we travel. We don't buy a subscription to United. You and I pay for the amount of groceries we buy at the grocery store. We don't buy a subscription to the grocery store. We pay for the nights we stay at the hotel. So we've always been based on how much you consume, you pay based on that. So the world operates on a consumption usage based model. That is the default model. The subscription thing kind of landed out of the blue, and it has lasted as long as it has, but now people are seeing through it. So for customers, it's a win-win because it gives you that flexibility. You can dial it up when you want to use more. You can dial it down when you don't want to use as much. That is basically the ultimate customer-vendor relationship pact, if you think, right? That is the win-win. That is the
I
holy
love
grail.
the
Nothing
analogy.
better,
It's a fantastic one. Yes, totally agree with you.
right?
It gives you the predictability. If I use it, right, so I know that how much I'm gonna be charged.
Exactly. And then one more thing, just one of the things that usually people talk about. Yeah, okay, all of this is great, but people say, yeah, but it lacks predictability. Okay, and I can understand that. That's a valid concern that many companies have budgets that are drawn out at the beginning of the year, right? Okay, so I cannot operate on this pay as you go. I don't know how much I'm going to consume, so every month the bill's going to be different. That is a misnomer. It is not a This is not a problem with the business model of usage-based pricing and billing. All it means is that you don't have the right tooling. So first, meter and instrument. Your vendor should be able to give you full visibility into what is being used by you and your users or your employees. Okay. Second, the more popular actually entitlements, contract artifacts of usage-based pricing and billing are what we call prepaid and commits. So it's not just all pay as you go in arrears. In fact, that is actually a least popular one. One of the more popular one models is prepaid, where okay, I know I'm going to be spending at least this much month over month, right? So I'm going to buy $120,000 worth of services. I'll commit to using $120,000 worth of services. So you can now budget plan that. You can pay the vendor that money upfront. The vendor still meters your actual usage, draws down against that committed amount, and bills you on a monthly basis. So you can still do the budgeting and forecasting based on the prepaid model.
Okay, so that solves this pain of predictability for organizations that actually need to have their plan, right? The meeting the quota of the
Exactly.
workforce. Got this. That's a great point. I believe that this usage-based economy is going to be really on the rise, and we can see it growing. I've checked how many new companies have emerged in the past couple of years. There are plenty of them that are in the same segment as Amberflow, which gives me, the idea that the market is there, right? Since the companies actually want to tap on the market share. So when some organization is looking for the right usage-based vendor, what are specific criteria they need to focus on in order to get the maximum value? If you could outline some of the critical points.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm with you. It's because it is a little bit of it's a big market. For a lot of folks are maybe pivoting into this or coming into this because they're seeing a large market.